From KVOA, investigating for you, this is News 4 Tucson, live at 10.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney. Monica Garcia has the night off. And for the second time in a decade, some residents of Vail are pushing for incorporation. That means making the Southern Arizona community its own town. But not everyone in Vail is on board. News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink is live in our newsroom tonight to explain what's at stake and what has to happen before voters can make this decision. Eric.
Sean, good evening. This group looking to incorporate Vail into its own entity has to get more than 1,500 valid signatures to get on the ballot this fall. Now, that's a sizable number for a community of just over 20,000. Some are skeptical, while others say if not now, it's likely never.
We strongly feel like this is it. You know, this is our chance.
Mariko Tippett and his family have lived in Vail since 2002. David Hook has been here since the 80s, and both fear the city of Tucson will annex Vail unless voters in this community say otherwise, and support a push led by some homeowners to have Vail become its own town.
We're right next door to the city of Tucson. They're in our doorstep. If history is any guide, people will continue to move to this area and Tucson will continue to expand. And one of the ways that we can maintain our identity and maintain who we are as a community is to kind of put a barrier around ourselves.
The time is ripe today. With the 21,000 residents of Vail, the state shared revenue that we would receive, it is financially feasible.
The pair says a study they did shows the state shared revenue Vail would get as its own entity equals around $14 million a year. They estimate expenses would be just over $11 million a year. Both gentlemen believe the community will develop a solid commercial tax base.
There are 91 other cities and towns in Arizona, and they're all able to make it work.
Early next week, the Pima County Board of Supervisors is expected to give the Incorporate Vail Arizona Campaign a 28-day period to gather more than 1,500 valid signatures to put the question on the ballot.
My opposition to this is that I do not think that we have the base to support the incorporation at this time with the funds that are going to be needed to do it. There's a lot of hype and there's a lot of urgency being created.
Chris, who asked we not use his last name, is skeptical of the effort and worries his property taxes in Vail will jump significantly if the incorporation happens.
Local sales taxes and property taxes, very uncertain, and it impacts me directly.
For those who live in Vail, it's an issue they understand could impact their community for generations.
It is an opportunity for us to get tax dollars that we're currently paying to focus on our community. This is an opportunity for us to leave a legacy for our children and our children's children.
Once you go forward and incorporate, you can't go back.
So here is the timetable. Coming up on Tuesday, the Pima County Board of Supervisors have to sign off on the signature collection period. Then the Incorporate Vail Group has 28 days to get 1,537 valid signatures. If they are successful, the incorporation question will be in front of Vail voters on the November 7th ballot, and we will keep you updated as this process moves forward. We're in the newsroom tonight. I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson.